Are we live? Are we live? StreamYard says we're live. YouTube does not say that. Oh, wait a second. Here it comes. We are now live. All right. We are now live. We are live recording from Arlington, Vermont. I'm Mr. Katie, and this is Happy Valley Hobbies, and these are hobbies that make me happy. This is the 50th edition, Christmas edition. Coming up to my first year. I believe I did my first live stream on the 31st of December of last year. So it was just before New Year's, and that's how I started this. I was unemployed at the time. Since then, about 2 weeks after I started this channel, I got employed, so I wasn't able to keep on top of things. All right, I'm going to move this window over here, this window over here. This is a little disconcerting. There is like a slight delay, and I had YouTube here and StreamYard here, and that got a little confusing. So it's the Christmas edition. Unfortunately, I don't really have that much in decoration in Christmas, except for maybe the green screen behind me. But I was late getting on today. Trying to. For a while there, I had forgotten that I put something in a spot where I knew where it was. Keep it in a safe place, so safe it was safe for me. Which I just found just when I was getting ready to start this, and then it's like, okay, now I gotta move things around that and etc. And then realizing that I was at least 10 minutes late, which is okay. It's I am far from a professional, even though I try to be. I'm more of an amateur when it comes to YouTube. And that was my original intent, was to go professional, but that did not happen. But another thing I was planning on doing, which I might do later, is get out my what was a family tradition of my family when I was growing up. Was to get out the Lionel train set and run around underneath the Christmas tree. I still have that set. Although it looks like it went through World War I, II, and III, I still have it. I was planning on giving it a nice cleanup and all that fun stuff, but that did not happen. So let's switch over to settings, camera. Go to that camera. Ta-da! Okay. Now we transition over to the other camera. Which is causing bouncing to the camera I'm transitioning to, because it is sort of kind of connected to where the green screen is hanging. But this is what I was looking frantically for the past couple of months. What these are KD711 couplers, which in reality are the 714 narrow gauge couplers, just designed so they have a longer trip pin, so it winds up being so it could be up to standard gauge. All right. What my plan is, I already have it on Conn William Miles number 5. They come with 56 pre-assembled couplers, which are nice, except that for some reason they don't supply the screws. Since I already had a bunch of these already, I decided to go this particular route. And that was my intention today, was to at least start putting couplers on them. And also to put weights on them. So let's see. We have there's springs in their original pill bottles. There's screws. And the trip pins. Now the hardest thing about these particular couplers is separating the springs, because the springs have a tendency to get to each other. And they intertwine with each other. And getting them apart is at times a slight challenge. Without, as in that case, you see that wound up being thrown out of whack. I've seen done a couple of times is basically holding one end with something that's relatively not sharp but pointed. You don't want to cut the spring, you just want to hold the spring while you try to find ways to unravel it. All right, that's one unraveled. It's right there. Hard to see underneath the black. I'm trying to think, is that one spring or is that two? That looks like one spring. So those two springs together. And this one, unfortunately, it looks like it got bent. So that one is done. Now, next part. Give me a second one of these. Let's say we grab a couple of screws. I have an odd feeling I wound up, well, I don't know the full details, but combination of starting up late and also being the holiday week, and there's not many people showing up today. It's definitely been a long and strange year. And it's had its ups and downs, its surprises and challenges. And that's when I think that's pretty much how life is. There's good times, bad times, challenges, and all that fun stuff. I am sort of thankful in starting this channel. Now, with this coupler, now we have. Now, usually, let's see, how well is it going to fit correctly on this? Or do I have to flip it upside down? And of course, the glue doesn't hold. Now, in that case, then we'll put this aside so we can work on it. Makes it slightly easier not having the holes there. Ooh, I see somebody. Let's put on glasses. Well, hello there, Mr. Dodge. Merry Christmas to you too. Didn't know if there was because I got here late or because of the holiday season. I'm not sure how well attended the live stream itself will be. Let's see. All right, I saw this, but this does not have the hole that's originally designed for the number 59s that you can get with this. But that probably is not big enough hole, but you see it's a little bit short of what the original is. Now, when I first came across these couplers, it was on a fine scale model, and when he first said they're 7-Elevens, at first I thought he was joking because of the 7-Eleven convenience store, but to find out that no, 7-Eleven is the number for it. And you actually look at the injection mold, it actually says HON3. That's what it's originally for. And on the bottom, it says, 11-14. So they must have updid the mold since I first used them. Yeah, 14, 11. And without the 7 in front. So, all right. I guess I was proven wrong. And now actually, let's go this way. Let's put in the trip pin first. But say next week will be the we have to say New Year's edition. Unfortunately, one thing that YouTube has done is they used to have most popular, latest unloaded, and to the beginning. Well, it seems that YouTube has decided on, no matter which how you're viewing YouTube, is to get rid of all of, you can't see from the beginning anymore. What was their first video? Who knows? Because you no longer have that option without scrolling through every single one. And if they're a massive channel that has been doing this for over 10 years and having maybe up to 1,000 videos, that takes a long time to scroll all the way to the beginning. And one thing about scrolling all the way to the beginning, you can turn around and see how badly they started. But as I said, unfortunately, that's annoyingly no longer an option. I'm not sure if they decided, oh, nobody's using that option that much, so let's get rid of it, or other reasons. Okay, now that's to the top, so we can loop this through. That helps that stay there. That goes here. And sometimes I found out that sometimes you have to mount the coupler box upside down to get it where you want to go, but this we didn't have to do. So it makes putting this together a little bit easier. Basically anything that has to do with the spring is the most challenging. And especially when you're having to make the coupler box upside down, that gets really challenging. But using a blade or something with even a dull blade, it has to be. It doesn't have to be sharp, but it definitely has to be point edge. Trying to keep the coupler box together before you can turn around and screw it in. And since getting on late today, I am not planning on being here for a full hour. Because, well, I started not quite 15 minutes late, but all right. Now, did that spring jump out? If that's the case, I'm going to have to find another string or another. No, it's still in there. But this is my first boxcar of 4. And I'm learning all the things of not what to do on this. One is to pretty much add the wheels on last, because since it's most of the weight is here, it wants to flip upright. Here we go. Going in. Does it feel like it's going in? Yeah, the whole thing came apart. And the spring came out. All right, let's try this. Let's say about drill the hole, but the hole's not big enough, so let's screw in the hole so it's a lot easier to go in. Okay, it's now stuck. What's the fun part? It's trying to make it so it goes in straight. And I don't have to go that deep because the couple blocks is not that deep. So, all right. Now that there's a hole big enough to go through, we'll turn around and see about putting it back together. And that. Now for the fun part, trying to get this in. Not sure if a dull knife would be the safest bet doing this, so you don't cut yourself. But I would say a brand new sharp knife is not the smartest idea, because the sharp knife might cut the spring. Okay, filter go in. Good thing I inherited my semi-ambidextrousness from my mother. I can use my left hand, but it's not as natural. Doesn't feel as natural as using my right hand. All right, rinse and repeat on this side. Go and clip that off. But it looks like it's just me and you, Anthony, this fine pre-holiday day. But I have decided to stick with StreamYard at this time. I'm not sure if I want to, turn around and do Zoom one more time because my subscription on that is getting ready to run out. Zoom is a nice, I want to say a nice conference, video conferencing software, but it's not a very, in my opinion, not very nice when it comes to streaming. StreamYard seems to be like the minimal, no frills version. OBS definitely has a, super professional feel on it. And right now I'm just not wasting. Don't want to go too far. I want to go this way first. I get the feeling that StreamYard is like an Athearn blue box, whereas OBS is a brass engine. And right now my YouTube experience is not up to that level at this point. But as anyone's starting any new hobby, you go for the inexpensive stuff first, and then eventually work your up to the more appropriate stuff for what you're doing. I mean, like right now, I did upgrade my microphone up to a blue snowball, because I didn't want to rely on the factory didn't want to rely on the factory laptop microphone. Wait a second. Let's widen the hole first. One, I need to widen the hole first and put the spring in. I was getting ahead of myself, I guess. All right. Let's see, we use this as a holding thing. Guide, that's what I was thinking of. And of course, it comes out because of the magnet. and that's not working. All right. Ooh, that might be a challenge. Just with all the cameras you have, Anthony. You might have to scale back on how many cameras you have up and running. That's what Go Via or Go Home had issues last night with their print computer, and I unsuccessfully told them to take out, lower the resolution on his camera, but he did not listen, so he kept on having the same problems. That might be another possibility, either eliminate cameras or lower the resolution on them. Depends on how you want to go that way. I myself, when I give people advice, I try to give options, more than one way of doing it, because sometimes the way I come up with might not be the right way. So by giving people options, one might be more advantageous than the other. And for myself, that's why I myself like redundancy on stuff. Doesn't always happen, but if there's possibility to put redundancy and or the lowest possible. Well, I guess that sure disappeared. Good thing I got more. Like with my layout, I basically had double throw switches for the to throw the switches from underneath using a pin. But I have a very small layout, so I can get away with that. If I had a layout that was large, had hidden switches, hidden yards and all that, very complex setup, then I would be thinking about going with I'm not sure if I would go with switch machines or switch motors. Don't know. Okay, now we go with that. How much you want to? I'll find the missing screw after the stream, which is okay. But I would say you probably will figure out what the best way of doing things. And using a shared port, resolution is only an issue when you're freezing and buffering. Okay. So it looks like you might have to go the less camera route. And you have to figure out which cameras are the best ones, but that also requires figuring out which do you consider the best. Are you got the one that's a close-up one that's like right in front of your computer, which you're almost in the cab, of the trains going by. That's super close. Then you have the overall room one that you get to see everything. And unfortunately, that becomes the preferences of the viewer. Some like it the long shots, some like the close-ups. Might have to cycle through them, I guess, possibly. But forgot who said it. When you come up with one solution, you come up with 5 more problems or something like that. Not sure if that's sounds like a quote, but I don't know who I'm quoting. All right, so now this one's not as loose. I might have to get some graphite or something to loosen that one up. But now to go. And hit my elbow on something. Ouch. All right, let's re-glue everything back together. And one thing I don't like about this particular truck setup is if you look at the trucks, ones have nice deep holes in it, the other ones like really, really shallow. And I'm not quite sure what is the correct one, but it does have the wheels offset a little bit. All right, so we need to glue there, straight down. See here, straight down there. And as you can see, I think I've squeezed out as much super glue out of this bottle as humanly possible. And there's still more to come. Okay, get some there, get some there. That's why I was not happy, because it was only glued on the center portion. Not much glue on the ends. All right, put that on there. Yeah, the hardest part is gluing it on there while putting in the wheels on at the same time. That one, those two. Those two. Goes in there, that goes in there. Put that all in. Get everything where they need to go before everything looks up. Yeah, this is definitely a challenge. The other Congo wheel models that I put together were relatively easy to put together. I think the added challenge of adding a truck was the hard way to go. All right. Ah, gotcha. I understand, Anthony. As I'm knocking something behind me down. Uh, all right. Well, I'm gonna cut uh, cut it short this edition. For those who are celebrating Christmas, Happy Christmas. New Year's next week. Uh, I believe Hanukkah is around this time. I think last year was like a month behind. I should learn more about the Jewish holidays because that's what my brother-in-law is. Um, but then there's I think Ramadan. Well, the thing is that Jewish and Islamic have to go to the premiere. Ooh, that sounds like a good idea. So if it says there's 3 watching now. So if the third person wants to head over to Anthony Dodge's out the model train outsider stream, go right ahead. For those who are watching this at the on the replay, let's bring down the green screen. There. Switch over to this camera. So, okay. So it looks like we're back here. And, well, Drew Dude, thank you for coming. Happy holidays to you too. And thank you for coming in. I know there's a lot more professional streams that are out there. I'm just a single guy that, well, originally I was going to go, I'll be a professional YouTuber when I was unemployed, but now that I got employed, I'm not really into the making it as a YouTuber and all that. But yes, you have been lurking for a while, mainly because it says that there were 3 were watching, but nobody was. Only Anthony was the only one that was responding in the chat. But that's okay. It's one of those things. I've done that also. The lurking around on stuff, especially if I find out that I'm towards the end, they're getting ready to close down. It's like, nah, just keep on going. But thank you for coming, and maybe I'll see you next week. I am planning eventually finding another time slot. Don't know sure what it is yet. Might not be on a Friday. I just don't know at this point. So I believe that the world needs more love. So find your passion, add some silliness to it, and spread it around. Merry Christmas to all the Christians out there, and happy holidays to everybody else.